What would you do if the person you loved most vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a cryptic message that no one else could understand? Eleanor thought she knew everything about Michael after 5 years together. They shared everything, their dreams, fears, even their childhood hiding spots. But when she found his final note tucked behind their favorite photo, she realized Michael had been keeping secrets, dark secrets, that someone was willing to kill for.
Subscribe now and turn on notifications to never miss a story.
Eleanor's hands shook as she pulled the folded paper from its hiding spot. The photo of them at the beach last summer fell to the floor. Michael's handwriting looked rushed, desperate. Remember where we first kissed? Look for the star we wished on. Find what I couldn't tell you. Her heart stopped. This wasn't random. Someone had planned this. The message made no sense to anyone else. But Eleanor knew exactly what Michael meant. Their first kiss happened on the park bench near Maple Street. They had made wishes on a metal star decoration hanging from Mrs. Chen's fence. Michael had whispered that night about wanting to protect her always. Now those sweet memories felt twisted into something dark. Eleanor's mind raced through their last few weeks together. Had Michael been trying to warn her? She remembered him asking strange questions about their neighbors. "Do you think the Johnsons work normal hours?" he had asked while watching them load boxes into their garage at midnight. Eleanor had laughed it off then. She couldn't laugh now. The phone calls started 3 months ago. Michael would step outside to answer them. His voice would drop to a whisper. When Eleanor asked who called, he would kiss her forehead and say work stuff. But Michael worked in accounting. He never got urgent calls at 2 a.m. Eleanor had been too trusting to push for answers. She remembered how Michael had started asking about their street's history. He spent hours at the library researching property records. He wanted to know who owned what and when they moved in. Eleanor thought he was planning some romantic surprise. Maybe he wanted to buy a house on their street. She had been so wrong. Michael's behavior changed in small ways. He would tense up when certain neighbors walked by. His eyes would follow the black SUV that visited the house 3 doors down, started insisting they take different routes home from work. Eleanor had thought he was being paranoid. Now she realized he was being careful. The romantic safety they had built together was crumbling. Eleanor remembered their last dinner date. Michael had held her hand across the table and said, "Promise me something. If anything happens to me, don't trust anyone on our street." Eleanor had laughed and called him dramatic. The memory made her feel sick now. Research shows that people closest to missing persons often miss warning signs. Love creates blind spots. Eleanor had dismissed Michael's growing anxiety as work stress. She had ignored his sudden interest in home security systems. She had missed every clue because she trusted their perfect life too much. Eleanor walked to the park bench where they first kissed. The metal star still hung from Mrs. Chen's fence. Behind it, she found a small key taped to the back. Her hands trembled as she recognized it. This was the key to Michael's old desk in the basement, a desk he claimed was broken and couldn't open anymore. The journal inside made Eleanor's blood run cold. Page after page of observations about their neighbors, times when people came and went. Photos taken through their bedroom window. Michael had been watching everyone. More importantly, he had been documenting what he saw. The Johnsons received delivery trucks every Tuesday at 3 a.m. Same driver, no company logos. Michael's neat handwriting filled the margins. Mrs. Patterson has visitors who park 2 streets over and walk to her house. They carry briefcases and never stay long. Eleanor couldn't believe what she was reading. Michael had been building a case. Against who? Against what? Final entry was dated 2 days before he disappeared. They know I'm watching. Eleanor's in danger if she stays close to me. I have to fix this alone. Eleanor felt a pain in her chest reading those words. Eleanor's investigation was just beginning. The romantic boyfriend she thought she knew had been a detective in disguise. Michael had been protecting her from something terrible happening right under their noses. He had chosen to face whatever danger existed rather than put her at risk. Now, Eleanor faced the same choice he had made. The last page of Michael's journal made Eleanor's hands shake. He had drawn a map of their entire street with arrows pointing to each house. Numbers next to the arrows showed money amounts. The Johnsons' house had $50,000 monthly written in red ink. Mrs. Patterson's place showed $25,000 weekly transfers. Eleanor couldn't believe what she was seeing. Michael had found something that connected all their neighbors. The journal showed bank account numbers, phone records, and meeting schedules. Her boyfriend had been tracking a criminal network operating right under their noses. The quiet street where they walked their dog every morning was hiding something much darker. Eleanor remembered Michael's joke about the ceramic gnome in their garden. He called it their secret keeper, because they hid spare keys inside it. Now she understood why he had bought 3 more gnomes last month. Each one contained a USB drive filled with evidence. Photos of license plates, recorded conversations, financial documents that proved money laundering was happening in their neighborhood. The drive showed how the network operated. Legitimate businesses on Main Street were fronts for washing dirty money. The flower shop where Eleanor bought roses processed cash from drug sales. The law office that handled their lease was moving money for human traffickers. Michael had spent months building this case, while Eleanor thought he was just being romantic buying her flowers. Michael's plan was simple, but dangerous. He wanted to expose everything to the FBI. The journal showed he had scheduled a meeting with federal agents for the day after he disappeared. Someone found out about his investigation. Someone made sure he never made it to that meeting. Eleanor realized she was being watched. The same black SUV that Michael had documented was now parked across from her house every day. Her phone started getting strange calls that hung up when she answered. When she went to the grocery store, the same man in the baseball cap appeared in every aisle she visited. The journal revealed Michael's growing fear in his final weeks. He had installed hidden cameras around their house. He started carrying a gun. He wrote about feeling trapped between protecting Eleanor and stopping the criminals. "I can't let them hurt her," he wrote. "But I can't let them keep hurting others either." Eleanor's eyes widened when she read about who was involved. The network included people she trusted completely. Officer Martinez, who had helped her when her car was stolen, was taking bribes to ignore certain addresses. City Council member Sarah Klein, who Eleanor had voted for, was approving fake business licenses. Even Dr. Roberts, their family doctor, was treating injuries that patients claimed came from accidents. The evidence showed the network had been operating for years. They brought in drugs from Mexico and moved them through suburban storage units. They used local businesses to clean the money. They threatened or eliminated anyone who got too close to the truth. Michael had gotten too close. Eleanor found Michael's backup plan in the final USB drive. If something happened to him, she was supposed to take all the evidence to Agent Thompson at the FBI field office. Michael had included Agent Thompson, his personal phone number, and a code word that would identify Eleanor as Michael's contact. He had been preparing for this moment. The weight of Michael's sacrifice hit Eleanor like a physical blow. He had risked everything to protect their community from these criminals. He had chosen to face them alone rather than put her in danger. Now she had to make the same choice he had made. Eleanor looked at the evidence spread across their kitchen table. Bank records, photos, recordings, witness statements. Michael had built a case that could destroy the entire network. But continuing his work meant risking her own life. The same people who had made Michael disappear were watching her every move. She picked up Agent Thompson's phone number. Her hands trembled as she dialed. Michael had died trying to expose the truth. Now Eleanor had to decide if she was brave enough to finish what he started. Agent Thompson answered on the second ring. Eleanor's voice cracked as she spoke the code word Michael had given her. "I have what you need," she whispered. The evidence would destroy lives. Good people would lose their jobs. Her neighbors would hate her. But Michael had died believing this was right. Eleanor thought about the woman she was 5 years ago. She trusted everyone. She believed in happy endings. She thought love meant feeling safe all the time. Now she knew better. Real love meant doing what was right, even when it hurt. Even when it meant losing everything you thought you wanted.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.